Hi, this is Kylie with Fem and Flow. I hope everyone's having a great day. Today, I wanted to talk about how to protect our energy, why it's important, and some methods to do so. So, first off, I've discussed this before, but it's worth mentioning again. Our bodies are electromagnetic, and we have a toroidal flow of energy, which is a donut shaped energy field that's pulsing around our bodies. Our bodies are literally the electromagnetic tool our soul and our consciousness uses to interact with and operate in this experience, this incarnation, and this reality. Absolutely everything comes from the quantum field, which ultimately is pure energy vibrating at different frequencies. And the quantum field is all there is, and it holds every possibility and every outcome that you could imagine. Whatever you can dream up or imagine exists in the quantum field. Reality is observer dependent, and this reality or experience doesn't exist unless there's an observer. I've talked about this before, but our Holy Trinity is our body, our soul, and our consciousness, or in other words, our mind, body, and spirit. And it takes our Holy Trinity to be the observer in this experience. Essentially, our Holy Trinity alchemizes this pure energy from the quantum field into a reality, and that's how we create our reality. We just might not realize this is what happens, so we may think we are out of control, but we're truly in control, and we just need to learn how all of this works. When it comes to protecting our energy, since our body is our electromagnetic tool we use to interact and operate in this reality, this topic is obviously related to the body, but it's also related to the mind or our consciousness. So I thought this was really interesting. I've been using ChatGPT a lot for different things. I think it's really useful. But I was trying to put the quantum physics concept behind this into words. So I typed some stuff into ChatGPT to see what they had to say, and it's just amazing how it puts it. This is exactly what I was looking for. So this next part, actually, I can source ChatGPT for pulling this up as well. And in the part I'm about to talk about what they call a system, our body is a system. So just know those words and what I'm talking about in this episode are interchangeable. We all know what a system is, but our bodies are just our electromagnetic system or our tool. So keep that in mind. But now I'll get into the quantum physics. In quantum physics, when two systems, or like I mentioned in this case, our bodies, two different bodies with different vibrational frequencies come into contact, different things can happen, but I'm going to talk about two. And actually, they aren't really two separate things. I see it more as a spectrum. And on one end of the spectrum, or the first thing that can happen, is energy transfer. With energy transfer, the system with the higher vibrational frequency can transfer some of its energy to the lower energy or lower frequency system. And this can result in the higher energy system losing energy and the lower energy system gaining energy, potentially altering their vibrational states. And then the second thing, or the other end of the spectrum as I view it, is resonance. If the frequencies of the two systems are compatible, or if they share a harmonic relationship, resonance can occur. Resonance can amplify the vibrations, leading to a more significant energy transfer between the two systems. So that was the basis of the concept that I pulled from ChatGPT. And I thought that was really interesting. That was exactly what I was trying to put into conceptual terms. So I thought that was so interesting. Okay, but back to the first thing I mentioned, energy transfer. So recall, the higher vibrational frequency can transfer some of its energy to the lower frequency system. And this results in the higher frequency system losing energy and potentially altering its vibrational state. So, in a practical sense, if we are a high vibrational person and we don't protect our energy, it's leaking and being siphoned by any lower vibrational frequency systems or people around us. This is why some people might feel drained after being in social settings or being around certain people or even spending time in big crowds. And this is also the quantum physics behind that term energy vampire. If a lower frequency person or system causes energy transfer to happen and we transfer some of our energy to the lower energy person, then that causes us to come more into resonance and more in the same frequency with that other person. So think about this. If a lower frequency person or system causes energy transfer to happen and we transfer some of our energy to the lower energy person, then that causes us to alter our vibrational frequency and come more into resonance with the other person where we are matching or closer to that other person's frequency. In this situation, the energy fields of the two people are mixing essentially. And this is where you may take on energy and emotions that aren't yours. Because remember, emotions are just energy vibrating at a certain frequency. And then on the other end of the spectrum, if two people are already in resonance and have the same vibrational frequency, then there is compatibility and that harmonic relationship. And like mentioned, resonance can amplify the vibrations, leading to a more significant energy transfer between the two people or the two systems. And this is literally the quantum physics behind saying that we totally vibe, or that person and I, we just totally are on the same wavelength, we totally vibe, or the saying birds of a feather flock together. And it's the science behind when you really get along with and enjoy certain people. It's all science and quantum physics. It's because you guys are of the same vibration. You're vibrating at the same frequency. And then on the other end of the spectrum, but the same concept, this is also why some people might grow apart. So then this next part gets pretty interesting. But there's a quote by Nikola Tesla that says, "If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have the key to the universe." And I won't get into all of the significance of it. I'll just get into how it relates to this specific topic. The importance of the 3, 6, and the 9 actually plugs into this quantum physics topic about resonance. And in this sense of resonance, 3, 6, and 9 are amplifier numbers. An example is if you have 3 people in resonance vibrating at the same frequency, then there's an even greater amplified energy transfer happening. So think about this in terms of reality creation or manifestation. If you have 3 people all putting intentional focus on manifesting something, it is significantly more powerful. And you get those significant bumps and amplifications of energy at 3, 6, and 9. Both sides of the spectrum, from energy transfer to resonance, is also the quantum physics behind the saying, "You are your 5 closest friends." It's all on the basis of the frequency and vibration of energy and the energy that you're radiating as a person and the energy your friends are radiating. This is why it's so important to hang around high vibe people who you feel good and resonate with. If you're on a path of growth and self improvement, it is so important to hang around others who are also on this path. It's also why we should always be kind and be impeccable with our word and never use our word to put down or talk negative about others, but we should always have boundaries. And you can wish someone well from a distance and not want to hang around them. So now that we know the quantum physics behind our personal energy and how it can either be siphoned or amplified depending on the other person's vibrational frequency, now we can discuss how to protect our own energy. We can't just always hide away. We will need to go out in public and socialize at some point and be in large crowds. So, there's definitely some ways we can be intentional and make sure we are protecting our energy and it's not being siphoned away and we're not coming into resonance with lower vibrational systems around us. So, this is where another part of our Holy Trinity comes into play. And this part is our mind or our consciousness. You might already know this, but our mind is absolutely beyond powerful. Many don't realize it, but we are actually quite magical. Our consciousness and our mind is what blueprints out the plan for our energy and our electromagnetic body to then create. So think about it like this. Our mind is creating and projecting a plan or blueprint, the conceptual idea. And our electromagnetic body is sending out that energy out into the quantum field where there's endless outcomes, and our tornado flow is pulling that energy back down where it's turning into basically bricks in our hand, and we're building out that plan our mind already conceptualized. So that example I gave, we know that's just to put an imagery with it. We're not literally, the energy is not literally dropping down in our hands as bricks as we build, but I think that gives a good picture to the concept. But that's the power of our mind to literally create our reality, and then any intentions or visualizations our mind projects. If that's the power of our mind to literally create our reality, then any intentions or visualizations our mind projects are extremely powerful. And one way we can protect our energy before leaving our house or coming into contact with another person or crowds of people is visualizing quantum shields around ourselves. This stops our energy from transferring to another system or another person or mingling with other people's energy fields. It doesn't prevent us from spreading love or light to other people, though. That we can do intentionally by sending out high frequency emotions. That's different than our body's energy field getting siphoned. It's basically passive versus intentional. When our energy field is getting siphoned, it's because we're being passive and we haven't put up that quantum shield. But then we can be intentional by sending out high vibration emotions to others, and that won't dwindle our own energy. The thing that siphons our energy is when we're being passive with it and we don't even know it's happening. We don't lose anything when we send out intentional good vibrations to other people. So you can create your own quantum shield around your body by visualizing whatever you prefer. You can visualize golden armor on your body or golden shields around you. Literally whatever you prefer. However you like to visualize it and makes you feel happy and good, just remember you're magical. So go with that. Just set the intention and visualize it. Always do this before you leave the house, and then just check on your shields as you go throughout the day. So I talked about how if you're in resonance with the person, then that's amplified and the energy transfer is amplified. So even if someone is your best friend or you vibe with someone, I would always still put up your quantum shields every time you leave the house, even if you're seeing your friend. But then, if you want to intentionally use the power of 369 to amplify energy, then don't put up your quantum shields. But only do this when you're being very intentional and you're using the power of 3, 6, and 9 to direct energy at something, like a specific manifestation or imagining peace in the world, that kind of thing. So then in that case, like I mentioned, if you do want to amplify the energy, but in a very intentional situation and setting, then don't put up your quantum shields. So, now let's talk about how to cleanse your energy after being with others. If you went out and left your energy unprotected, you may feel tired and feel the need to recharge alone. Like I mentioned, if your energy gets transferred to someone of a lower vibrational frequency and then you come into resonance with them, then your energy fields can mingle and you may take on emotions that aren't yours. This is the reason it's very important to cleanse your energy. So, here are some ways. You can use selenite. It's a crystal and it can cleanse your energy. And to do so, just do it very intentionally and move your selenite wand or whatever you have, move it around your body and around your energy field. Another thing you can do is taking intentional showers. Water is very cleansing. And when you go in the shower, imagine all of the other energy cleansing, running off you, and going down the drain and then soaking up into earth. Earth soaks up and absorbs negative and lower frequency energy and then neutralizes it. So you can do this even, not taking a shower, even laying in bed at night. Just visualize any negativity or low frequency energy or emotions flowing from you and flowing into the earth. Because, like I said, the earth takes in this low vibe energy and neutralizes it. So, those are 3 good ways you could easily cleanse your energy every day. So, in summary, I talked about the quantum physics behind our electromagnetic body and how that relates to our Holy Trinity, which is our mind, body, and spirit, or body, soul, and consciousness, however you want to word it. And I talked about the quantum physics behind energy transfer with other people. When we're not protecting our energy, when we leave the house and haven't intentionally set up that quantum shield around ourselves, then energy transfer can happen where if we are more high vibrational than other people we're around, our energy will be siphoned off to the lower frequency system. That is just how the quantum physics of it works. And I also talked about how when we're the same vibration of others, resonance can happen. And I also mentioned how we should always protect our energy when leaving, even if it's with people we feel we are in resonance with. Only leave your energy unprotected if you're intentionally working with these other people to amplify the energy. And in that, I mean amplify it towards a specific manifestation or a specific visualization, like having peace in the world, for example. That is very powerful when you get together with other people and put your energy towards something. And it certainly amplifies, and it does so in the multiples of 3, 6, and 9. So 3, 6, and 9 is when that energy amplifies, that amplification bumps up. And then I talked about how we can use the power of our mind to set up quantum shields every time we leave the house, and that will protect our energy from being siphoned off. And I talked about how we can cleanse our energy if we do go out in public and we forget to protect ourselves and we're feeling a little drained and a little tired. So I hope you liked this episode. If you did, share with a friend or a loved one who you think it might resonate with, and subscribe to my podcast and leave a 5-star review. I would really appreciate it. So that's all for today. I love you all and have a great week.